What is going on, everyone? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. For those that aren't familiar with who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I have a little bit over 430,000 subscribers. I run the largest YouTube channel for those who invest in the stock market. And the really cool thing that we do every single Sunday is that we come together as a team and we talk about the top stocks that our group sees value in. These aren't like any suggestions or anything like that. You should never trade based on other people's opinion. But the really cool thing about this is it kind of allows us just to come together, talk, and kind of just brainstorm some ideas of what might be something that we might want to pay attention to for this upcoming week, right? Just making sure that we're ready for market open, which is tomorrow on Monday, and just prepare and make sure that we're starting the week on the right note. Let's go ahead and kind of just get right to it. If you want me to break down the stock that you see value in, it needs to be put in that ticker call out format, and just be sure to tag me. Other than that, that's really just it. So make sure that it's not just the ticker symbol, and then that will keep it just so it's a little bit smoother, and so I understand that you guys are aware of what it is that you guys are breaking. What's it called? That you guys are aware of what it is that you're calling out, right? So there we go. So I had to fix that thing real quick. So I can see the chat right here. I'm gonna break down a couple different stocks. Just let's go ahead and start and get right to it. Here we go. So ticker symbol TQQQ. Boom. Okay, so there's three things that I really like to focus on. We talk about it all the time. Overall direction, opportunity cost, and making sure that you understand the pattern. Looking at the overall pattern for TQQQ, very aggressive descending pattern. We drew this resistance line, if I'm not mistaken, during our last Sunday stock talk. Very strong downward pattern. It continues to make lower highs, right, and lower lows as well. Overall, the market aggressively sold off. Had two really bad days on Thursday, where there was quite a recovery, and then on Friday had a pretty aggressive sell-off, making lower lows. Overall, getting rejected by that EMA indicator. So as of right now, yes, I understand that TQQQ might be viewed as a good deal, but it's aggressively selling off, right? So it still has a little bit more margin to sell off if it's continuing the similar pattern where it could hit lows of about 40. Right now it's around 43, so I would pay more attention to the inverse ETF, which is SQQQ, right? So when the market or NASDAQ doesn't do well, then SQQQ does the exact opposite, right? It pushes up. So this is the one that's showing more signs of an uptrend. Yes, it's more overbought, but again, TQs in the overall market is aggressively selling off. So if that pattern continues, then it would make a little bit more sense to pay attention to SQQQ. So thank you again for that call out, and let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So yeah, so what's up? Let's see. Here we go. Ticker symbol AEO. All right, ticker symbol AEO. Again, a very aggressive sell-off, making lower lows overall, making lower highs as well. So I just don't want to pay a lot of attention to stocks that are showing signs of an aggressive descending pattern. So because of that, I'm just going to move on from that. It's aggressively selling off, no signs of an uptrend. We could set the alert for the overall reversal, but as of right now, there's nothing that's showing signs of an uptrend in accordance to what is being called out right now, right? So here we go. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, so that was AEO. So this is this will be where you can find all the stocks that are being called out. So here we go. Ticker symbol. Let's see it. TRXC. TRXC. Boom, boom, boom. All right, a lot of consolidation. So did you guys see this? A lot of consolidation, a lot of flatlining. I feel like I'm doing this myself, as in I feel kind of lonely without being able to see the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and move it just a little bit over just so I could see what you guys are saying, if that's cool. So we'll go right there. So a lot of consolidation, kind of just flatlining right now. And again, what's the whole point of our Sunday stock talk, right? What's the whole point of breaking down a stock that you see value in? Especially for the Sunday stock talk, it's to identify which stocks are showing signs of an uptrend, which stocks can possibly make you money this week, as soon as tomorrow, if possible, right? What about this is showing you signs of an uptrend. Again, if you want to invest in something to make money, to grow your account, you have $1,000, you want to grow it to more than $1,000, right? It would make sense. So like if you were to draw a line, right, with where you start out with $1,000 and where you want to be at, right? It's up. It's showing signs of an uptrend. Same thing when it comes down to these patterns that you invest in, especially if you're under the PDT rule and you're struggling to stay green because you're investing in a lot of stocks that are possibly, reversing or altogether just flatlining and not showing any signs of an uptrend, then how about let's test out and dedicate a little bit more time to actually invest in something that's actively trending up. So I see the horizontal pattern. So we saw it get rejected. It's consolidating. The SMA line is showing signs of a potential resistance as it used to act as an old support. So there's different variables, different factors, different indicators that are going to act as a resistance, so not in favor of TRXC. So yes, I do see potential for this thing to bounce and pop right back up to 350. If you see the margin of profit to be worth it, if you get the confirmation of a bounce, great. But it would not make sense to me to buy in right now. Just because it's bounced here before doesn't mean that it has to end up hitting 350 again. It could 100% sell off, go to 250. So just understand that. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, SPI. SPI, here we go. Very aggressive descending pattern. I'm not going to break this one down. I don't like investing in descending patterns. I don't want to dedicate enough time to it. Ticker symbol SQs, I already broke it down, Martin. So it's the exact opposite of TQs. So JDST, what's going on, John Wayne? Just to let you guys know, if you guys see that your message gets deleted, that's by our guy Ishmael. And if you are not putting your call out in the ticker call out format like everybody else, I'm not going to break it down and someone's going to remove you from the chat. So again, let's focus on quality trades. I'm not going to break down a stock if I don't see that you already put in the effort to identify the value. I'm not here to spoon feed anyone. I'm here to work with you, right? And I want to brainstorm. I want to hear and see why it is that you see value in something. So again, exactly like this. Marina, perfect example of what you should not be doing. But as of right now, ticker symbol JDST had a very aggressive sell-off. Based on this overall pattern, it makes sense on why it can recover, right? With this descending pattern, it would be a dip buy opportunity, dip buy potential. No confirmation just yet. So again, yes, it is very oversold. You can see with the RSI, the MACD, no indication of a reversal. So we're on the 180-day 4-hour chart, but if you look a little bit closer on the 20-day 1-hour chart, again, you can see maybe a little bit more consolidation. Let's just set the alert, see if we get any indication of a reversal. And if that, let's simply follow up with it. So let's go from there. All right, Hayden, thank you again. Ticker symbol DIA. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, what do we see here? So how do you guys feel about this one? Help me break this one down. So it used to consolidate, kind of just flatline, right? And then it showed signs of an uptrend pattern. It sold off. And what is it doing now? Is it a good deal? Does it offer a consistent pattern? Descending horizontal pattern. Check it. Here we go. Okay, trying to read what you guys are saying. Horizontal with the low side. Okay, so I like it. It used to offer an ascending uptrend pattern. As of right now, it's getting rejected by this EMA line. You see that? So let's set a couple of alerts. As of right now, it's showing signs that it's a little bit more on the oversold side with the RSI, so maybe a good dip buy opportunity. But this is kind of like, you risk it to get the biscuit. Obviously, the margin of profit is decent. It's not bad, right? It's not amazing, but it's 6%. It's still a really, great margin of profit. Now you want to ask yourself, is there any indication of an uptrend? No. So if you go in before the confirmation, higher risk, right, of it not going according to your plan. So you might want to manage your risk on the downside and cutting losses. Altogether, it would make a little bit more sense for me to wait for a confirmation, just like when it sold off here, what happened that identified, hey, this thing might start showing signs of an uptrend when it makes higher highs, right? When you see the overall pattern and follow this EMA line, when it continues to show signs of growth. We've done a great job identifying something when it's a good deal. Now we just simply wait, set our alerts, and we simply follow up with it on when it's at its prime time to buy, right? We don't know if it's going to continue to sell off or not. So that's why it might make a little bit more sense to, just wait a little bit more for the confirmation. Ticker symbol DIS. What's going on? Skull trees. DIS. So this is Disney, right? So, okay. It looks like a lot of you guys are focusing on like dip buy opportunities. Disney right now is not showing signs of an uptrend, right? Kind of like just consolidating the low points here, the high points right around 118. So one thing that I would take into consideration is that, yeah, it is a good deal based on, the past 2 months. We could see the low points, we could see the high points. You could ask yourself, is the margin of profit worth it? Is this a safe trade? Also, it's now fallen below this SMA line. So it's showing signs of, hey, this thing might start to sell off. It might break the support. Just because it's bounced here before doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to bounce there again. So what we can do is wait for the confirmation, right? Or if you want to be extremely risky, and again, you're entitled to your own opinion and your own investing style. Some people buy the dip. Just make sure that you manage your risk accordingly if it continues to sell off and completely breaks its pattern, right? But yeah, I want you guys to explore what it is that you guys and your trading styles. I have a very conservative trading style. That might not be something that works well with you. So just make sure that you practice with paper trading and that you practice everything that you learn and to see if it resonates well with you. And on top of that, if it makes sense to you, right? So let's see. Ticker symbol FE. What's going on, Danny? Here we go. All right, so I like this one. It's an ascending uptrend pattern. We've talked about FE, which is first energy, multiple times before. As of right now, it just looks a little bit more on the overextended side. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD, how it's starting to descend just a little bit. It's making sense on why this thing might begin to sell off and recover. Again, it is showing signs of an uptrend. It might still continue to uptrend, but altogether, based off previous patterns and how much it normally pushes up, around that 5% mark is pretty average. It's pretty overextended, so it's not going to be the best deal. But again, if you want to invest in something that's still showing signs of an uptrend and just simply follow up with it, all power to you. Just understand the different indicators and what was it doing when it was uptrending? It was staying true to this EMA line, right? It wasn't making lower lows. So as long as it stays true to that, then all power to you. So here we go. What's going on? So ticker symbol MJ. What's going on, Sean? What's up? Alrighty, so MJ as of right now aggressively selling off. Look, well, not aggressively, but making a continuous downward pattern, getting rejected by this SMA line. SMA line is also descending, which means that it's pointing down, it's downtrending. Doesn't really make much sense to invest in something that's not showing signs of growth, right? So just keeping it that simple. As of right now, it just wouldn't make much sense to invest in it. So. You sound like you've had a long day. Don't know what's going on at your end, but keep eyes fixed on God. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. No, it's just a little bit lack of sleep, right? That's all. But we're all good. Let's see. Chad, that's a different camera. We'll be working on that. Let's see. All right, I was trying to read a couple of the messages. Looks like I got a little distracted. All right, here we go. Ticker symbol KT by Eric. Here we go. Ticker symbol KT, super overbought. Not a good deal. A little bit more on the overextended side. MACD is also, MACD is not that bad. It's really the RSI and just looking at the overall pattern, the overall direction, and how overbought it is. Again, like, I really just try to make it as simple as I can. And again, I can do as many breakdowns as you guys want. And this will begin to make a little bit more sense as time goes on. But just think about like when you're trying to buy something for a good deal. A lot of things that I think a lot of people can relate to this. And again, I just want this example to stick. So if we have any new people, actually, can I get a show of hands? How many people are tuning into the Sunday Stock Talk for the first time? Or how many people is this like, one of your first couple of times that you guys have tuned in? I want to see like, let's see. All right, so first timer, what's up? What's up? Super happy to have you guys as a part of the team. And wow, okay, second time, I like it. Sweet. And look, I just wanted to resonate really well with you guys. So when I think of something as like an investment, right? I stocks, especially in the day trade aspect, are very volatile. So there's a lot of volatility, a lot of movement within the day, which if you have a decent account size, or even with normal account size, you can make quite a bit of money, right? That's the goal. When you don't have over $25,000 and you're under the PDT rule, you could still day trade and stuff like that. But sometimes, like, I just wish someone would have told me this when I first started. So again, you guys know, like, I think a lot of you guys would resonate very well with this. How many of you guys have ever bought and sold stuff on OfferUp, on Craigslist, on eBay, on Amazon, cell phones, maybe even like Gatorades, or not obviously on those online platforms, but like as a kid growing up, or even just to make some extra money on the side? I feel like everyone's done that. And there's a lot of like stories of like how I got started and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that everyone does, right? So let's put into perspective. How much does a Snicker bar like cost, right? How much can you sell one for? Like, let's say you're at a swap meet and you're 15 years old. You want to sell Snicker bars out there, right? You could probably sell it for like $1, $1.50. That's reasonable, right? For a little Snicker bar. So understanding that you could sell it for that much, right? It's worth that much when one person wants to buy just one Snicker bar. Let's say that you're going to, again, like Walmart, and you're going to buy a bunch of them, right? What do you buy? So let's say all of a sudden the prices go up on Snicker bars. You know that people are willing to pay $1.50 for them. And then all of a sudden you see that they're for sale for $10 each. Probably not the best investment, right? You understand the market. You understand the Snicker bar enough that I'm not going to buy it. It makes absolute no sense. If I go up to you and I'm like, hey, $10 for a Snicker bar. Like, no. Or why do people not buy stuff like on airplanes or at the airport? Because they're extremely expensive. Yeah, people still buy it, but altogether, it's not a good deal, right? Same thing when it comes down to investing in the stock market. The whole point of performing these technical analysis, and there's a lot of fundamentals that go into it. There's no question about that. But keeping it to the very basics, again, someone that's just getting started. When investing in cars, when investing in the stock market, when investing in real estate, what's our main focus, our main goal? Is to build that margin of profit, to make sure that we find the best deal possible and effort to sell it for a profit. Is that not the goal? So when performing a technical analysis and then we revisit ticker symbol KT, looking at previous patterns, that's all it is. Again, I don't care too much, like these, I have different indicators and there's a lot more that goes to it, but keeping it super simple. Look at the price point at where it's at right now and just asking myself the question. Again, not thinking about the monetary aspect, nothing like that, but just the pattern, the value. Looking at KT, what do you think? Is this something that I could buy and it would make sense that I could actually sell it for a profit? Like, no question in my mind. Well, looking at previous patterns, there's a risk of it pulling back to around this SMA line. So looking at previous patterns, it pushes up, becomes overextended. You could see that with the RSI, you could see that with the MACD, and then it pulls back to the SMA line. And the SMA line, which is this green line right here, tends to act as a support where it normally bounces at. Maybe this could be a better buy opportunity because, again, normally it bounces around this general area. So you could buy it, sell it for a profit, and then guess what? Wait for it to sell off. So I think so many people are so quick to jump the gun. So many people tend to overtrade. So many people just don't understand the general understanding or think that like investing in the stock market is completely different. And trust me, there's a lot that goes into it, not just on the technical standpoint, but there's a lot that you're going to have to learn. I just want to make sure that moving forward, every time that before you're about to, take a position, that there's no question in your mind that you could buy this and sell it for a profit based on your understanding. And that's all I want for you guys, for all of you to have a reason for what you're about to do. I think that's what's most important. Even if you end up making a mistake, so like let's say like you buy down here, right? So it pushes up, it sells off, you buy down here, you know that you're getting it for a good deal, you like the overall ascending uptrend pattern, you're going to manage your risk at 1 or 2%. Even if it ends up selling off, you end up having to cut losses at 1 to 2%. That was still a comfortable and confident trade. You did something, you took a risk with the understanding. You had a reason for what it was that you were doing. The trades and investments that I don't necessarily like support, no, nor like I think a lot of like newer traders, try to do it when they're just getting started, is, they take advantage of opportunities, or they take a position on a stock that someone else is suggesting, or that it pushed up a certain amount and they have FOMO, right? And again, we've all been there. I'm not saying that like I'm any different. Trust me, we all go through that. But just so you don't have to make the same mistakes that so many of us have made, is keeping it to the sole principle of asking yourself, and no question, like, is this something that I could buy and sell for a profit? Like, I'm very confident with that. Like, if I were to sell you, like, my house, if I were to sell you my house for $100, for those that know my house, there's no question, you would do everything in your power and you wouldn't even think about it. You're like, here, $100. I'll buy it. And why? Maybe you could enjoy it. You could sell it for a profit. Whatever it is that you want to do, you could give it away, but you know that it's worth the $100. You're confident in that because you have an understanding. Same thing when it comes down to investing in stocks. You guys should be as confident, or have some form of confidence, when taking your next position. And trust me, it doesn't just happen overnight. It happened with trial and error. And that's why we try to stress so much the importance of paper trading and simulation trading, so you could practice everything that you learn. That's all. And guess what? If you end up seeing that while you're paper trading or simulation trading, that it doesn't work well for you, or you just can't work well with the stock market, then guess what? At least you learned certain principles that molded you to maybe a better person, right? In which that you can utilize those concepts and principles and implement them into another market where you could achieve some other form of success. That's the goal. So I'm sorry for going on that little tangent. I tend to go on one at least once every single Sunday stock talk. I just want to make sure that you guys it's the last month of the year. We always say, what do we always say at the end of the videos? Do you guys remember? What do we always say at the end of the videos? What do we want to do? We want to make sure that we end the year on a green note, right? Simple. You guys all know that. I want to make sure that for the next 2 to 3 weeks, that we do everything in our power to forget about how much you're up, how confident you are. Forget about if you're down and how discouraged you are. Just prove it to yourself. Let yourself start with a clean slate. Just have a reason for everything that you do. You know that you should manage your risk. You know that you should trade quality trades. And you know that you shouldn't invest based on other people's opinion, or due to FOMO and the fear of missing out. Trust me, mistakes will be made. But as long as you understand the risk that you are taking, you can manage it. If you don't understand it, then you can't manage what you can't control, what you don't know what's going on. So that's all. I just want to make sure that we do really well this week, that we understand what we're doing, and that we start the week off and end the year all together on a green note. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So Ryan, ticker symbol VZ. What's going on, Ryan? Sorry for that tangent. Hopefully it was something that was worthwhile, right? So what do you guys think about Verizon? I think we talked about this one last week, right? Really appreciate that, Nick. Hopefully it resonated well with you. What do you guys think about this? What's going on here? So tell me 3 things that you guys like about VZ, and maybe 3 things that you don't like about it, and I'll share mine. Slow gainer. What is it? It's consistently making higher highs. The SMA line is pointing up. It's showing signs of an uptrend, right? It looks like a good deal. The RSI is low. The MACD is starting to reverse. It's starting to consolidate around this SMA line, which it normally bounces at around. Good, right? What's a bad thing about it? Maybe something that's not in our favor if we were to be in this position right now. What's working against us? This EMA line, this blue line. Also, its direction, its pattern. It's making lower lows and lower highs. So it's consolidating right now, but what needs to change? It needs to break above this EMA line and do what it was doing here, where it makes higher highs, and exactly just that. It needs to stay above this EMA line and make higher highs. So we need to see a change of direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to set my alert and follow up with it. Then I ask myself three things. Do I understand the pattern? Yes. Right? Do I understand the direction? Yes. I like that it's an uptrend. I'm just going to wait for the confirmation. And the last thing is the opportunity cost worth it? Based off previous patterns, the resistance was around like $61, $62. Let's say that I sell at a resistance of 60, right? Let's say you know, that's a conservative. My TOS froze. Here we go. And let's say that you wait for the actual confirmation, or you average up, right? 2.7%. How many of you guys have a goal of about 2 to 5% on a weekly basis? Yeah, 5% on a weekly basis is still pretty aggressive, right? Like we all know. So again, it's just about getting the ball rolling and understanding the growth that you're experiencing and feeling comfortable with your investment. So I think that VC is my overall favorite of what's been called out so far. It doesn't mean that it's a good stock to trade right now. I like the pattern, I like the direction, I like the consistency, and yeah, the opportunity that it has to offer. It's simple, right? So yeah. So when I say consolidating, what does that actually mean? Yeah, I apologize if that terminology is a little strange, but so consolidating, I mean by like flatlining, where it just consolidates and flat lines. It's not showing signs of an uptrend, it's not showing signs of a downtrend. It just offers this like kind of like horizontal pattern. So we're seeing a lot of consolidation, kind of just like around this SMA line, and then getting rejected by the EMA line. So yeah. All right, ticker symbol, let's see, GNBC. What's going on? All right, GNBC, strong, aggressive, descending pattern, overall SMA line pointing down. Just not something that I would see value in myself. So, yeah. DWT, what's going on, DWT? Here we go. What are we seeing here? Super overbought, right? Super overbought, finally peaked out, and now is starting to make lower lows and lower highs. So again, just the inverse ETF of DWT is UWT. So just make sure that you take that into consideration. Here we go. Ticker symbol AGEN. Alrighty. Okay, so it was getting rejected by this SMA line. It was showing signs of it making lower lows and then began to consolidate, right? It recently broke above this 250 price point, and what's most likely going to happen? As it becomes overbought, it pulls back, corrects itself, and then it's either going to continue to uptrend or fall back down to that $1.50 support. So again, three things. Understand the pattern, direction, and ask yourself, is this the best opportunity that I can take advantage of right now? So, all right, let's do about three more. Quinn, what's going on? Satoshi, what's up? It was nice talking to you last week. Here we go. Aggressive descending pattern. Overall, it's started to change its direction. So, alrighty. So yeah, overall showing signs of an uptrend. This one offers a very similar pattern to SQQQ, right? So when the market pulls back, this thing tends to push up. So definitely, I could see that this one to be something worthwhile. Again, does it still have margin left to offer? Is it something that can continue to uptrend? And are you going to feel comfortable day trading it? That's simple, right? So do you understand the direction? There we go. So ticker symbol DGAS. All right. So a lot of people were going to ask about DGAS and UGAS and all that stuff. What I like to pay attention to is natural gas. I don't know if you guys saw or set your alerts. I watch this very actively, as it's pretty much all I trade. This is where it closed at on Friday, natural gas, and it pushed up all the way back up. So if it holds at where it's at right now, DGAS will open up red and UGAS will open up green. But again, we're approaching this like resistance. So if we go on this 20-day 1 hour chart, we're approaching this resistance again on natural gas. So it's been rejected there before. It doesn't mean that it has to get rejected there again. It's just extremely overbought and it would be due for a pullback. So, but until then, right now it's UGAS that's bullish. So just don't force the trade on DGAS, as DGAS is most likely going to sell off. But yeah, I appreciate the call out. So you called out DGAS, right? Ticker symbol LABD. Here we go. LABD was showing signs of an uptrend pattern, aggressively sold off, and is now trying to recover. So again, it's showing signs of an uptrend. There's a lot of pullbacks that happen as this thing pushes up. So let's just simply follow up with it and kind of go from there. But yeah, The inverse ETF of LABD is LABU. So let's not forget about that. Is this really live or some posted video? You tell me. Ticker symbol SAM. Ticker symbol SAM as of right now, showing signs of a downtrend pattern. It's approaching its overall support right now. So let's go ahead and create this alert and then follow up with it there. Here we go. Sorry about that if my comment that I just said was rude. I didn't intend it to be that. I just find the comment kind of funny because it says live from YouTube, right? So yeah. So ticker symbol Samuel Adams, showing signs of a downtrend. Yes, I do like its pattern with its overall resistance here, overall support around here, overall pattern, horizontal pattern, margin of profit, decent, right? Not bad. 22%, not bad at all. Its direction just needs to change. We need to get that confirmation that it's going to show signs of an uptrend. So let's go with that. It's all a conspiracy, right? All right. So, hey, Ricky, there's an Instagram account faking your identity. That's what I was confirming. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. So, yeah, there's a bunch of fake Instagram accounts that I only have one Ricky Gutierrez Instagram. There's a bunch of like binary options, cryptocurrency, crypto wizard, Forex miner, or wizard. I don't know. There's a bunch. Again, I only invest in the stock market. I only have one Instagram account that's just of me. We have our TechBud Solutions Instagram account, and we have our, what's it called? TechBuds Apparel. And you guys could see, just scroll back and you could see if all the pictures were posted in the past like 1 or 2 months, then guess what? Or one or 2 days, then it's probably not me, right? So yeah, but I really do appreciate, just want to make sure that I remind you guys all that I usually never message you first, and I never ask for any personal information whatsoever or anything like that. I don't trade for others, and there's just a bunch of like people trying to like impersonate me, try to use that and take advantage of other people. So I really do apologize for that. Just be sure to report them. There's so many accounts out there. Just be sure to report it if possible. All right, here we go. Ticker symbol FRED. Let's end it on a really good one. Okay, this one's not bad. Freds, how's the volume? Yikes. Very low volume. Okay, so I'll set the alert. I like the overall pattern. I like that it normally bounces around the SMA line. Overall resistance is around 3.2 to 3.4. Margin of profit can definitely be something that might be worth it. It's just that volume is so low that I personally wouldn't trade it myself. But yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, I like this one. Ticker symbol COST. How's this one doing? All right, a lot of consolidation, still selling off. Overall support based off of previous patterns around 220. Overall resistance right around 230 to 235. So again, it's still selling off. It's not showing signs of an uptrend, and it has an up and coming earnings report around 12:13. So just make sure that you take that into consideration. But I think that's pretty much it for today. Where are we at? 33 minutes. That's not bad. I didn't take too much of your guys' time for the Sunday stock talk. I'm actually, I definitely need to catch up on some rest, especially, we're going to be trading live with the Learn Plan Profit group, just like we do every single morning. So how many of you guys enjoyed this video? How many of you now, because of the stock market, look forward to Mondays and didn't look forward to Mondays before? Some people were weird and just always looked forward to Mondays, but how many of you guys did, now look forward to it? Here we go. That's what it's all about, right? How many of you guys are super pumped about just the whole idea of surrounding yourself with people that are so motivated about this new market, right? I think that's the beautiful thing about like TechBuds, about Learn Plan Profit, about our YouTube channel. People could say whatever it is that they want, right? We're the largest YouTube channel out there for those who invest in the stock market. People are super opinionated, and there's nothing that we can do about that. But what do we do every single time better than everybody else? We continue to be here for our people, for our members. And all we try to focus on is like, I'm not here to say that I make the most money in the stock market or I'm better than anybody else. All I'm here to do is to do what I love every single day, surround myself with those people that, uplift me and empower me, and to create and host an environment where people feel empowered and uplifted. And I really do think that I try my best to try to keep that overall environment up to par, right? And sometimes, yes, we do remove people that don't align with our group, that maybe with like little like words like bad words and stuff like that. Like you do get removed or you get suspended within our group chats, because again, like we have a lot of young people and people that, there's no reason to use foul language. And if that just doesn't resonate well with you, then guess what? You don't have to join our group. We have a free group, we have the Learn Plan Profit group, and guess what? They're all options. Not something that you have to be a part of. Again, surround yourself with people that uplift you. If it's not us, 100%, that's okay. I just think that so many people spend so much time trying to say that they're better than others. And it's like, there's this like great quote that's like, winners are focused on winning while losers are focused on winners. And just put into perspective, all the people on top, do they spend time and care about what people on the bottom are saying? No, because they're irrelevant. Opportunity cost just isn't worth it, right? If a little toddler were to come up to you and be like, hey, like you're a bad person, like they don't know any better, right? It's like, okay, like why is that? Or okay, it's fine. But altogether, if you enjoy what you do every single day and just feel empowered, overall, the productivity that I think you will experience on a consistent basis, you'll just be more productive and just happier in general. And that's what our goal is. If you want to join our free group, guess what? We're the largest one out there on YouTube. We're the largest one out there on Facebook. We have over 175,000 members within our free Facebook group. The link is down below. If you don't want to be a part of it, I 100% understand, and you could feel free to hit that dislike button. 100% if it makes you feel better. Altogether, if you would like to work with me on a closer basis, if you like my investing style, if you like the way that I break things down, I share everything on YouTube for free so you can become familiar with what I have to offer. Learn Plan Profit, that's that first link in the description. I actually work with you every single day. You get to watch me trade live every single day. And yes, there is a fee, but it's because you watch me trade live every single day and I work with you every single day. It's not just the course. That's like, we have videos on YouTube, over 1,000 videos on YouTube. You don't even have to watch my YouTube videos. But again, they're just options. I wish you guys the best in everything that is that you guys do. Even if you just tuned into this video and you're not interested in investing in the stock market and you got that confirmation today, I wish you the best in every venture that you continue to pursue. Just be empowered, have a passion for it, and just make sure that you're consistent with it and that you understand what it is that you're doing. So again, let's kill it this week. Hope you guys just have an absolute amazing week. Let's end this month on a green note. Let's think big picture. Again, not investing for today, but investing for the future. Again, an extra 1% to 2% in being greedy isn't going to benefit you 5-10 years down the road. So let's make sure that we don't focus on discouraging ourselves now and focus on investing for the future. Thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. I hope I earned your thumbs up. All the links are down below if you want to stay connected. Again, my Instagram, Learn Plan Profit, the free Facebook group, Flipping Wheels, everything, right? Or even if you just want to message me on Discord, please keep it under 150 characters because we do respond to all of them and there's a lot of messages. But other than that, just keep it simple. You can say what's up. We can talk for a little bit. That's it. Let's have fun with it. Hope you guys have an absolute amazing rest of your week. Like always, continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.